Hello, welcome to this English course for beginners. Today we will learn how to create WH questions in English. These are questions that we can use to ask for more details in a conversation. Let's begin. Wait a moment. Remember to watch the video until the end and do the exercises that I created for you. You will find them at the end of this video. Let's begin.
Before in other lessons, we learn about the yes-no questions. Yes-no questions with auxiliaries do and does. And this is the structure for these questions. We start with an auxiliary, later a subject, a verb, and a complement. For example, do you live with your parents? Auxiliary do for you, later the verb and the complement. And the answer for these questions is yes, no, but with the auxiliary. Remember, yes, I do. No, I don't. Now, the new questions that we will learn are the WH questions. These questions have a different intention. The answer depends on the WH word. For example, this is the structure for these questions. Auxiliary, subject, verb, and complement. This is the structure of a yes-no question. Do you live with your parents? Yes, I do. No, I don't. We need to include a WH before this auxiliary. For example, where? Where do you live with your parents? We live in a town. We live in Colombia. We live in Mexico. Why do you live with your parents? These are some examples. Now let's start. This is the first WH. What? What? And we use this WH to ask about general information. For example, what do you do in your free time? I usually read and go to the gym. I usually work in my free time. I usually study English. What does your mother do on Sundays? My mother goes to the park on Sundays. My mother usually watches TV on Sundays. What do you usually eat for dinner? I usually eat eggs for dinner. I usually drink a cup of coffee for dinner. What does Luisa love to eat? She loves to eat pizza. This is another WH word. Where? Where? The answer for this is a place. For example, where do you work? I work at a bank. I work in a restaurant. Where do you live? I live in the USA. I live in New Jersey. Where does he study? He studies at the university, at the college. Where do you go on vacation? I usually go on vacation to the beach. I usually visit my family on vacation. Now pay attention to the next video to see more examples with this WH.
Where do you want to go?
Alaska.
Another WH is when. The answer is that moment or time. For example, when do you visit your family? I usually visit my family in December. On vacation. At Christmas. When does she go to the beach? She usually goes to the beach on vacation in December. When do you do exercise? I do exercise in the mornings. I always do exercise in the afternoons. When do you study English? I usually study English on Mondays and Tuesdays. Pay attention to the next video to see more examples.
So when do we start?
So when do you leave, Nana?
When do we go?
When do we eat?
Another WH is which. And this WH we use it when we have limited options and the other person has to make a choice, select. For example, which do you prefer, burger or pizza? Pizza, please. Or I prefer burger. Which does she prefer, soda or water? Which color do you prefer, blue or red? Which do you like, the red hat or the yellow hat? Let's see more examples in the next video.
Listen, sweetheart, which do you prefer?
Point Break or Bad Boys 2?
Which one do you think I'll prefer?
No, I mean, which one do you want to watch first?
Which do you find easier, watching television or radio?
Which do you like better?
Another WH is who. Who. When we use this WH, we are asking about a person, about people. For example, who do you live with? I live with my mother, my father, my sister, and my brother. Who do you study with? Who do you study with? I study with my sister. Who does she visit on vacation? She usually visits her grandma. Who do you call every day? Who do you like to spend time with?
Who do they think they are?
Who do you hate, Danny?
Who do you think you're talking to?
Another WH is how long. How long. And this is super easy because we use it when we are asking about duration. The duration of an action. For example, how long does the class last? The class lasts 2 hours, 1 hour. How long do you work in a day? I work 8 hours, 7 hours. How long do you stay in the gym? How long does he study English in the afternoons? So when we answer this question, how long, we have different options. 1 hour, 15 minutes, 2 seconds, 2 days, 7 days, 2 years, 5 months.
How long do I have to work here?
How long do I have to decide?
How long do you live? I mean, last, whatever.
Another WH is how many. How many? The answer for this is a number. 5, 7, 3, 4, 5, 20, etc. Because when we use this, we are asking for quantity. For example, how many friends do you have? Pay attention to this. When we use how many, we need to mention the noun. How many friends? How many chairs? How many computers? How many dogs? How many aunts? How many sisters do you have? The rest of the question later. I have 2 friends. How many jackets do you have? I have 3 jackets. How many dogs do you see outside? I see 5 dogs. How many pets does she have? She has 5 dogs and 3 cats. She has 8 pets. Now let's see more examples using this question. How many?
On the river.
How many cousins do you have?
How many you need? Huh? What? How many do you have?
How many times do I have to kill you, boy?
And this is the last WH for this lesson. How we use it to ask about manner. For example, how do you like to prepare the coffee? I like to make my coffee with sugar, with milk, without milk, without sugar. How does she sing? She sings very well. How do you go to work every day? I usually go to work on my motorcycle, by bus, by taxi, by car, walking. I usually walk. How does he go to school? He usually walks. He usually takes a bus.
How do I look?
Right.
How do you expect to do that?
How do you start it? How do you make it go? And how do you stop it?
This is the end of this lesson. Thank you for staying until the end. Now you are ready to practice with these exercises that I created for you. You will find them in the first comment of this video. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.